Hey GAWDA members, welcome to the October episode of GAWDA TV. We can't wait to see you in less than 2 weeks in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona for this year's GAWDA annual convention. Today's GAWDA convention update is brought to you by Air Products. Air Products touches the lives of consumers around the globe in positive ways every day. Focused on serving energy, environment, and emerging markets, Air Products provides essential industrial gases, related equipment, and applications expertise to customers in dozens of industries. The Q4 issue of Welding Gases Today is online now and will be on site at the convention in Phoenix. The Q4 issue features a full convention preview as well as a primer on how to get the most out of this year's Networking 360 program. In just 3 short years, the Networking 360 has become one of the can't-miss events on the GAWDA calendar, and we can't wait to do it again this year in Phoenix. Other things to make sure that you do before you arrive in Phoenix are to download the GAWDA app once it becomes available. The GAWDA app is your lifeline during the convention and has amazing features, including the complete schedule of events, a detailed map of the resort for meeting locations, a full list of speakers including bios, a downloadable annual convention program book including a full list of attendees, and the ability to receive notifications in real time so that you won't miss any of the meetings or events once you're on site. This year's app has also been upgraded from years past. The contact booth floor plan in this year's app is now interactive and will also include exhibitor profiles and logos as well as link to companies' websites. It's just one more tool to enhance the attendee experience, and we're super excited to debut it at this year's show. To download the app, download the CVent Events app through the app or Google Play stores and then search GAWDA AC 2024 in the Events tab. Once you find it, fill in your registration name and email address and get to networking. You can also start creating your list of must-see booths and people by logging in through the convention website and clicking on the Post-Registration tab in the top left corner of the site. There you can see a full attendee list, and if you click on the Contact Booth tab, you'll be able to see a full list of exhibitors and booth numbers. As always, the name of the game at the annual convention is networking, and there's no shortage of opportunities to do so. We can't wait to see you there and hopefully in costume for the Lawn Legends Gala. We've got a great show lined up for you today, and it all comes right after a word from today's presenting sponsor, Weldcoa. Joining us first today is Andrea Pavon. She is the Senior Manager for ACE Services for the National Propane Gas Association. Andrea, thank you so much for being with us today. In August of this year, GAWDA and the National Propane Gas Association's Administrative Compliance Experts, or ACE, partnered to launch a driver training program. Can you explain what ACE does and the goal of this training program?
Yeah, so what we do is we offer the ELDT training for individuals looking to get their CDL Class A, Class B, as well as the hazmat endorsement. So we provide all of this training online so that companies are actually able to do it in-house and don't have to send their drivers out to a brick and mortar school for 2 weeks and spend thousands of dollars. So we aim to do it at a very cost-efficient, time-efficient manner. Which makes us a little bit more unique to other registered training providers.
On August 22nd, you hosted an informational webinar with GAWDA discussing this new program. That recording is available for those who weren't able to attend live on the GAWDA Members Only website. So for those members who haven't seen that recording yet, can you talk about some of the important things that you discussed during that webinar?
Yeah, so basically I went over, I went over all of the requirements, the process from start to finish. But some of the key points is that under the National Propane Gas Association, ACE Services is registered with FMCSA, which means we are allowed to administer all of the training, to review the training and submissions, so that we can enter drivers' information into FMCSA's portal so that they can then go to test at the state. The theory portion of the ELDT requirement is all done online. So it's made up of about 32 to 33 modules for the CDL course. For the hazmat course, it's only about 9 modules, and they all range between 7 to 30 minutes. And then for the CDL component, again, another thing that makes us a bit unique to other registered training providers is that we don't actually provide the behind the wheel training, and we don't provide the behind the wheel instructors. But we do provide the forms and checklist so that if somebody in-house meets the FMCSA requirement to be a behind the wheel instructor, they use our forms as guidance. And they check it off as they instruct the colleague that they're serving as a behind the wheel instructor for. So under FMCSA, the requirement states if you have held your CDL for at least 2 years, you're able to instruct at the class level in which you hold your CDL. Unless it's a Class A, because Class A can instruct for both A and B. So again, if you have somebody on staff, rather than sending them off, paying thousands of dollars, you get to keep it in-house and just use our forms and checklists for that portion. You would upload those forms for our review to make sure everything's been done properly. And then we go from there. The only additional note that I would make in terms of that is if you do have somebody on staff who does meet this requirement, take the extra step. Look them up on MVR, make sure that their records are good. There hasn't been any cancellation of their CDL within the 2 years, because that may create some hiccups down the line if and when FMCSA decides to audit. The audit does fall on us and not the company that goes through this process, since we are the registered training provider.
Can you tell us how this partnership came about and why it fills such an important need for GAWDA members? Do you feel that this partnership and this program specifically can help address the ongoing driver shortage that has been impacting our industry so much?
Yeah, so we basically wanted to reach out to other associations who kind of had a similar makeup in terms of membership, driving community, associations. Obviously, we know, being an association ourselves, we kind of know what the makeup looks like. So we wanted to kind of reach out to some associations like that. We also noticed that GAWDA was also on the Drive Safe coalition, as we are as well. So we figured that was a good way to kind of get more in tune with each other, see how we could help each other out. This has been a really great service for our members. So we figured that it could be a great benefit to your members as well. With the driver shortage, this was probably one of the things that prompted us to really want to do this. And it has helped, at least in our industry. We've had probably 4,000 enrollments now since 2022. We've had over 2,900, I think, FMCSA submissions, or it might be, I think it's about 27 to 29. I can't remember the exact number, but it's been doing really well. And we're actually starting to see, when we first started it boomed more than we imagined it was going to boom. Now it's kind of starting to settle, since, it's been 2 years since the LDT regulation started. So that's kind of positive, just in the sense that we feel like it has helped the industry. And it's saved companies thousands of dollars with using our company. So we definitely feel like the GAWDA members would definitely find some benefit in using our services.
What can GAWDA members expect out of these training sessions and courses? There are different levels of packages, so can you explain what the major differences between those packages are?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, all of our courses and everything that will be needed will be online. It's through our learning center, and it's once a driver's enrolled in this course, everything that's needed will be within that course. The modules, there's an assessment at the end that will need to be passed. All of the forms and checklist where it has to be uploaded will all be within this course. The modules go through everything that's required under the ELDT regulation. After each module, there should be about a summary question, again, to make sure that you're picking up and learning everything that needs to be covered and prepare you for the state exam as well. And then as far as the different packages, we do have, so we have a basic and we have a deluxe version of every course. The basic course gives individuals access to our modules, the forms. If you have questions, we can help you with that, but that's kind of where our help ends. This would then require the company to go through the additional steps of signing up with FMCSA directly to administer the submissions, to handle all of the audits down the line, all of the administrative compliance matters. So it just adds a lot more steps to a company if they choose to just go the basic route. With the deluxe version, you get all of that, but that's where NPGA ACE would serve as the registered training provider. So we take on all the responsibility. We handle all of the administrative compliance, submissions, audits, record keeping, everything down the line, so that the main focus for any company is to just get their driver trained and on the road. So we try to make it as easy as possible for the company and the driver to get through this process. So we definitely recommend the deluxe package when selecting which one. We also have, as I mentioned, we have courses for the CDL Class A, Class B, as well as Hazmat. Those can be selected individually. So if you just need your CDL, you can enroll just for CDL. If you just need a Hazmat, you can just select for Hazmat. Or we have a bundled package where you get CDL and Hazmat, and that just makes it a tad bit cheaper if you know your driver needs both automatically.
With you being the National Propane Gas Associations, I just want to clarify that the training is not specific to propane. Is that correct? It does cover all of the other gases that GAWDA members might be transporting?
Yeah. So when we started this initially, it was with the propane industry in mind, being an association catered to that industry. However, it did not limit us just to the propane industry. Without us even doing much outreach, we started noticing through word of mouth other industries who started using our services. So we've had ag companies, construction companies, fertilizing companies, welding companies, even an ice cream company. We've had several different companies in different industries use our services and continue to use our services. A lot of city municipals. So again, it's not just for the propane industry. Obviously, when you go through the course, you will see, the propane logo or something here and there. But again, that's just because it's on our learning center and it was initially created with our industry in mind. And it's not just limited to propane. It's hazmat in general. So it would be for any of the hazmat material.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you wanted to mention to viewers before we go today?
Without tooting my own horn, but our services has done really well. And we've gotten really great feedback. And I think that shows in a lot of the companies that continuously return and put their drivers through our services from the beginning to now. So that's just a good testament of what we're able to do. We pride ourselves in trying to get everything turned around in a quick manner. So as quick as possible, we want to get drivers submitted into FMCSA so they can get their CDL and hazmat. That's something we pride ourselves in a lot. And then as far as well as that, through our regulatory team, we're always trying to stay on top of any regulations that may affect the ELDT regulation or even the driving, the over the road community. We try to navigate state requirements just as much as well. That gets a little tricky because 50 states, 50 different requirements sometimes, but we try to stay on top of every one of them to make sure that you are able to go through this as simple as possible. So again, we just want everyone to go through this process as easy as possible. We want to take on most of the burden so that the company and the driver doesn't have to. So
Andrea, we're really excited about this program. Thank you so much for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you in Phoenix in a couple weeks. For more information about this program, click the link in the description below and be sure to stop by the GAWDA booth during the Contact Booth program during the annual convention to meet with Andrea Pavon to discuss this great program in more detail.
Gas distributors. tank repair shops, cryogenic techs. Live the Equigas experience and find out for yourself. Send us a picture and we'll help you identify what you really need. We have the equipment you need with the service you deserve. Make your life easier. Give us a call today. We answer the phone and ship the same day.
Joining us next on the show today is James Cain. James is the president and COO of Atlas Welding Supply. James, we appreciate you being back on the show today. There are a lot of exciting things happening with Atlas right now, but let's start with this. You recently moved to a brand new location in Birmingham, so can you tell us a little bit more about this new facility and the new opportunities that it will open up for Atlas?
You know, it's a new facility for Atlas, but it's been a welding distributor facility for quite some time. It's kind of one of those full circle things that you hear about in this industry. This facility was actually Bill Vicentainer's family's welding distributorship back in the 80s. They had Orco Welding Supply, and they operated out of this facility. And it was up until recently, it was a welding distributorship. And so when it came available earlier this year, we jumped on it. It's quite a bit larger than our previous facility in Birmingham. And it's going to allow us to manufacture dry ice out of the facility. It's going to allow us to fill liquid nitrogen, do some other manufacturing there. And it really opened up space for our machine repair and our warranty repair that we've been doing on a smaller scale to this point, but we're really going to expand that going forward.
You just mentioned dry ice. This is your first foray into the dry ice world. So what made you want to get involved with dry ice, and what are some of the benefits that you've seen from that decision so far?
Well, everything we do at Atlas, it really begins and ends with the customer in mind. We had customers that we were delivering dry ice to. We were buying that from a couple of different suppliers. The suppliers that we're buying from, none of the dry ice that comes into our market is manufactured anywhere near our market. So all that dry ice has a very significant distance that it has to travel. And there are certain applications that enjoy a tremendous benefit vis-a-vis the freshness of the dry ice. The Metfab applications that we see that we've been delivering to, they use dry ice rice and for blasting, and the freshness of that dry ice really improves their process, really improves the results that they get from that process. And so by introducing the manufacturer at our facility in Birmingham, we're able to consistently deliver fresh product to those customers, and they're really seeing a benefit. And then being able to manufacture at our own location allows us to take care of customers that may have uneven or unpredictable demand. I took a call last Friday from a healthcare facility. They manufacture vaccines for at-risk infants, and they needed several hundred pounds of dry ice within 90 minutes, or they were going to lose an entire batch. We were able to manufacture, load, and deliver dry ice to that facility within an hour of that call and save them a tremendous amount of loss.
In addition to both of these exciting new developments, this is also a historic year for Atlas, with you celebrating your 80th anniversary this year. Can you discuss what it means to be celebrating such a tremendous milestone in 2024?
I take a significant amount of pride in being a part of something that's larger than myself. 80 years, 8 decades, that's 80 years of people and their stories and things that they have built and created. It's really awesome to be a part of a legacy that has lasted 80 years and is growing and has the opportunity to extend hopefully another 80 years into the future. And hopefully what we're doing now today is a legacy that somebody can be talking about 80 years from now. The people that I've been involved with here at Atlas, just 16 years of full-time and then my entire life of being associated with it, the people I've met and been associated with, those have been a blessing and a legacy that that I take, like I said, an immense amount of pride just having that be a part of who I am. Here at Atlas, we have 3 individuals who work here that have over 100 years of experience at Atlas, just among the 3 of them. Mike Bigham has been here almost 50 years. Gary Meggs has been here 40 years, no, over 40 years. Bud Coster's been here over 30 years. They've been a part, Mike and Gary have been a part of it over half that time. And we've got several people that have been here 15 years plus. So the legacy of those 80 years and all the people who've been associated with it is a source of tremendous pride.
For those in the industry who don't know the story, can you tell us about how you got involved with the business?
Sure. So actually, my father ran Cain Steel, and he was a majority owner but a silent partner. And really, the only thing he ever got involved with at Atlas was, at the board level. And then in the 80s, he had a place to send his teenage kid to go work. And as he told Jack Engelbert, Jack asked him, said, "What do you want your son to be doing here, Mr. Cain?" He said, "I don't care, just work his little ass off." And so they did, and that's how I first became associated with Atlas and worked with Mike and Gary and Bud, as I mentioned, as they were here in the 80s when I was painting cylinders. Well, my father passed away in 95, and he placed his ownership in a family trust. Jack Engelbert continued to run Atlas for the next 13 years, and Atlas flourished. I remained involved on the board level. In 2007, Jack told me, says, "Hey, I'm ready to retire. And I think that it would benefit the owners, the company, if we sold it." And we targeted this. We began speaking with this individual named Bill Vicentainer, who Jack had known in the industry, had known Bill's family, known Bill. And we determined that was going to be the best outcome for the company, the ownership, the employees, and the customers. I don't know if Bill was getting impatient or he just wanted to try to move things along. He called me up and asked if we could negotiate in person over dinner. And since I was getting ready to make a change anyway, the thought began to occur to me, maybe I would like to get involved in the ownership of Atlas as an individual. And as Bill was talking to me at the end of dinner, I kind of dropped a bombshell on him. And I said, "Bill, how would you like a partner?" And he said, "Who?" I said, "Well, me." And I'm not sure who was more surprised, him hearing it or me hearing it for the first time. So he said, "Well, James, that is quite a surprise. Let's work through it." And as we were leaving dinner, we hadn't reached a conclusion yet, but he looked at me and he says, "If we do this, we can really build something. We can really build something our family will be proud of." And I remember those words. And if I had any doubt beforehand, those words that he said, that was kind of the clincher. May 2008, we entered the attorney's office. Bill and I closed the deal, and as we were congratulating each other walking out the door, they said, "Welcome to the Great Recession." So, maybe jumped out of one frying pan at the financial services industry and jumped into the fryer, walking into buying a new enterprise in the Great Recession.
You made a leap then, and you made a similar leap about 4 years ago when Atlas and Gas Innovations became the first 2 partners to join with Meredith Gas Partners. 4 years later, can you discuss how that's benefited Atlas since you made that decision?
Well, kind of another full circle story here. In 2008, before Bill and I closed on the deal, we decided that we should attend the spring management conference at GAWDA. And I knew nobody in the industry other than Jack Engelbert and Bill Vicentainer. We walk into the welcome reception in Chicago, and people turn around and look at Bill like Norm was walking into Cheers. Everybody, Bill, hey! And I thought, hey, this is a pretty good sign. Well, among the first people that I met at that meeting were Ashley Madre, Jimmy Walker, Bob Van Kirk, and several others. But at the contact booth, Ashley Madre was really one of the first people I talked to. And after talking to him, I thought to myself, if all the people in this industry are like the people I've met, like Ashley Madre and these people I've met, I'm in a pretty good industry. I'm in the right place. So fast forward to 2020, when we're talking with Scott Caltrider and Rob D'Alessandro, and we're deciding whether or not this is a fit or is this what we want to do. And I find out I have the opportunity to partner with Ashley Madre and Jason Willingham and be the first two partners to create Meredith Gas Partners. It was awesome. It was like I could not have scripted it if you'd asked me to write out who I wanted to partner up with and go forward. It's been great. The team that Rob and Scott had put together, of course, Jason and Ashley, Bill and I, they call us, some of us call us the Godfathers, but we were the original. And just having the opportunity to join Ozark and work with James Garner and Volunteer Welding Supply, and work with David and John Mark McMurtry, and then bringing on Bill Mayo, and Steve Stovall with Tulsa Gas and Gear, and Jane and Rodney at Mitchell. You start to think about 1992 Olympic basketball. It really is kind of putting together a dream team, and it's been great for me personally. It's been wonderful for Atlas. It's provided an investment opportunity for our employees. All the employees across the Meredith partnership have the options to invest. It's given us pathways into growth markets that maybe we would not have had access to or really been able to fund with the proper capital that with Meredith behind us we're able to do. And then being able to pick up the phone and tap the resources of some of the greatest minds in our industry, that's just been tremendous. I could not have predicted that in my most optimistic predictions that it would have been worked out this well. We had faith that it would, but now that we've got 4 years under our belt and it's been such a great path and such a great partnership to work with, it's really made us happy.
Is there anything else going on with Atlas that you're particularly excited about that you can share with viewers before we go today?
At Atlas, we've got a really good management team that we've put together. Bill still leads us, and with Chuck Dean on sales, Gary Meggs managing our day-to-day operations, and Johnny Prince working in operations as well. We feel really confident going forward. We continue to add team members. We've been really fortunate in being able to find talent and work and develop those. And going forward, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to maybe be a mentor to the new talent that we bring on board, because I've really, really enjoyed the opportunity to be mentored by the folks that I've had an opportunity to work with, the Bill Vicentiners and the Bob Van Kirks, even though he's a supplier. Just being able to work with folks like that in the industry, and then of course Scott and Rob at Meredith and all the partners that we've been adding. I've been tremendously blessed to have those folks as mentors, and going forward, I'm hoping that maybe I can return that to the new talent and to the folks that we add going forward.
James, congratulations on 80 years of success, and thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you in Phoenix.
Being active for more than 70 years, always following the original mission. Wherever gas is the integral part and provides energy for everyday life, there will be the technological and productive commitment from Cavagna Group.
Okay, we're here today at Weldcoa to introduce them as our Vendor of the Month for October. We couldn't be more excited to showcase some of the stuff that they've been working on here the last couple of years. Missy, can you give us a kind of an overview of what we're going to see today?
We're super excited to showcase all that we've been investing in the last couple of years, from robotics to automation to ERP system to people to process flow improvements. We've been putting a lot of effort in what we're doing, and we are a new company now. So this is a very exciting time. We really appreciate the opportunity to show you guys what we've been working so hard on.
All right, let's take a look.
Hi, welcome to Weldcoa. I'm Hector Villarreal, president of the company. Weldcoa is a manufacturer of equipment to fill cylinders, to transport cylinders, to analyze cylinders, and to automate all of those processes. We've been around since 1968, so we're a very old, well-established company. We are roughly 50-50 welded products. Our palletized trucks and trailers, our gas packs, and then the other 50% of our business is what we call projects, which are cylinder filling installations, lab installations, our educational seminars that we have in various forms, and then of course our long-term support, which is an area where we really shine. Our long-term support, there's really nothing else like it in our industry. We've been doing it longer. Every year our client list gets longer and longer. So we have more experience than our competitors do, and we have a more technical staff than our competitors do as well. Scaling any operation is a challenge at a company at any size. If you look at the past 20 years of our growth, on average, we have done 10% year over year. The expansion, initially it was adding more bodies, and through the 90s and to the early, 2000s, we just kept adding more and more people. And as trade practices shifted throughout the United States, and companies started to offshore a lot of the manufacturing, we recognized that we were at a disadvantage. And so we started to automate a lot of our processes. Interestingly enough, around that same time, we started to make automation offerings to our clients. So we were learning about automation as we were developing the automation for our distributors, which gave us a very unique perspective, because we were able to use automation internally, and the things that we didn't like about it, the complexity of it, we simplified our automation because of our experiences. So this map is actually a Father's Day present for my daughter. My daughter Valerie works here. She's the marketing assistant to Melissa Hurd, who I believe you know. Her, with the help of almost everybody at Weldcoa, put this together where it shows all of the installations of industrial fill facilities, medical fill facilities, specialty gas fill facilities, and of course, liquid filling.
One of the most important parts of our systems is maintaining reliability of the system. And the first step in maintaining reliability is choosing reliable components. We've been doing this for over 2 decades. We have a very good handle on what components we use that are going to give us long-term reliability and uptime of our customer systems. After choosing the right components, we're controlling every part of the design, build, and installation implementation of our automated systems. So we are doing the building of the control enclosures, we're doing the programming of the PLCs, we're designing the HMIs, we're marrying that all together with what you see behind me with our mechanical portion and our steel. Having this much control of the entire process helps us to ensure that we have a high reliability of our systems. We actually have a a tech support team. We have multiple individuals at Weldcoa who are trained and capable to respond to events that cause downtime for our customers. We also genuinely care when our customers are down. Most of us have been in the field with our customers. We have personal relationships with these people. So when they call us and say, hey, we're down, we want to get them back up. We understand it's important to them. We care about them as customers. So what happens pretty much instantaneously, two things will happen when someone calls us with a down event. One, someone from our tech support team will be on the phone with the customer on site at the plant, gathering information about what's going on. At the same time, someone else will be remotely connected to that system from here or from wherever we happen to be in the world at that point in time to get another view at what's going on with that system stoppage. Sometimes there's a component failure. Across the street, we have a huge supply of spare components that we can ship out typically overnight to get a customer back up and running if there's a specific component that's causing a downtime event. Depending on the system and depending on the cause of the outage, we can make real-time program changes to work around a failed component to get a customer back up and running right away. And it's not uncommon for a member of our tech support team to grab a part, jump on a plane, fly to a customer, and be on site with them to get their systems back up and running.
Okay, now we're out here in the yard. We saw a lot of the manufacturing inside. This is Todd Campbell, Director of Sales, a familiar face for GAWDA members. Todd's been coming to the GAWDA events as of late. Todd, talk us through some of these products out here that are ready to be shipped to distributors.
Yeah, Tim. Weldcoa offers a variety of gas packs and pallets for distribution and fleet requirements, along with truck bodies and trailers. Weldcoa is the original design of the Sherlock system that you're all very familiar with, which is the safest palletized distribution system in the industry. With 3 points of locking design, we can show you examples on the website of how the system works. Accompanied with our gas packs in the fleet, we have various options, from extremely robust to more economical pedestal style, low pro classic gas pack frames in 6, 12, even 16, and adaptable to 18 hood pallets with our Sherlock system. Some of the inherent advantages with our gas packs come from the process and automation side that we are so good at with the fill plant systems that you've all come to know from Weldcoa. We've taken some of those inherent advantages in automation, put them into our own manufacturing to make all of these products safer, more reliable, and more consistent for your distribution of your high pressure gas cylinders each and every day down the highway. You're able to not only increase revenue when it comes to rent, because you're renting 12 cylinders plus the unit, plus the manifold, all the equipment that they would need. And as we all know, as you hear a lot of our clients say, rent is king in the gas industry.
Our welded products are set up on machines that are able to be switched between product to product very quickly. As a result of us being able to switch quickly between the different products, it allows for us to keep our inventory low, but yet still meet customer demands with quick turnaround times. One of the ways that we work with continuous improvement is making sure that our equipment that we manufacture parts on is up to date and in most cases automated. Not only do we sell automation to our customers, but we believe in it ourselves. And as a result, we automate as many processes as possible. So our equipment is set up to be as automated as possible, which enables us to switch quickly between different parts that we're making with a minimum amount of input from the workers. They're there to ensure quality and efficiency more than doing hard, manual, potentially dangerous work.
Well, the reason for the fixture table is that experienced welders or fabricators are hard to come by these days, and their skill set requires them to utilize hand tools to square and plumb their weldments together. The only barrier to entry with a fixture table like this is the ability to lay a bead. So this will help us with new hires, memorializing tribal knowledge, and the driving force behind it is the precision will give us much more high-end products for production and R&D environment, and it'll also put a foot in the door to get some cobots in relation to our other robotic welders. It's the right technology for today and for tomorrow. So the type of products in the day in the life of this fixture table would be mostly relative to, you can make gas packs, you can make fill heads, you can make front fences, you can make pallets, much quicker, much more square, and quicker delivery.
Okay, we've migrated across the street now. We're outside the WIC. Live class going on inside. What is it?
The WIC is the Weldcoa Innovation Center. It is a fully functioning fill plant that's got live gas feeding through it with all of our equipment. This gives us the opportunity to teach our staff and our customers and our fellow association partners how to properly operate in a fill plant under a controlled, safe area. Right now we're hosting a specialty gas class. It's to help people learn the basic operations of filling specialty gas. We've seen a really big trend, especially in the last couple of years, of a lot of people who've been in the industry for a good 5, 10, 12 years who are now taking on new roles or responsibilities. And so they need a little bit more education on what's involved in the process and the operation part of things and how to safely protect their staff and themselves in that operation. And so we've been providing all different kinds of education from specialty gas, medical, and industrial gas filling. So it's been a really great space for us to teach everyone where it's away from away from their facilities, and there's not a lot of distractions. And like I said, there's live gas, and so they can do a full fill, or they can do a troubleshooting process without holding up production or putting anybody in harm. And so we love it. We use it all the time, and we hope you come and visit sometime.
Okay, well, there you have it. We just got the tour of Weldcoa. We saw manufacturing, we saw automation, we saw the people of Weldcoa, we saw the finished products. Thank you so much, Melissa, for the tour and for everything that you guys do for us and for GAWDA throughout the year. We couldn't do it without you.
It's a pleasure at ours. Thank you, GAWDA Media. Thank you for all the GAWDA distributors and our fellow GAWDA suppliers and partners that have gotten us here today. It is a group effort, and we really appreciate everyone's trust and collaboration and feedback. It helps us become a better company. It helps us serve our communities better. We could not do it without you guys. So thank you so much. We wish you all a really great rest of the year.
Yep, and we'll see you soon.
To see a longer version of this month's Vendor of the Month, complete with more interviews and more behind-the-scenes footage, click the link in the description below. GAWDA Media is the go-to resource for news and information about the gases and welding industry. Through our wide variety of publication platforms, GAWDA Media keeps our members up to date on all of the most breaking news, emerging trends, and member events in the industry. Want to get your company's message seen? We have a quarterly print publication, a twice-monthly newsletter, an online buyer's guide, and a twice-monthly news show. If it's happening at Gases and Welding, it's happening on GAWDA Media. Want to learn more? Contact your GAWDA Media representative today. Today's member news segment is brought to you by Anthony Welded Products. With carts, cradles, cages, and pallets, Anthony has a model for every purpose. We begin today's member news segment with some sad news. GAWDA extends its condolences to the friends and family of Dottie Holston Thompson, who passed away on August 22nd at the age of 90. Dottie was married to GAWDA industry legend Ken Thompson, and together they were fortunate to spend many years building friendships through time spent traveling on various business trips. Affectionately known as Dottie, Mom, or Dee, she cherished being a wife, a mother of 4, a grandmother of 8, and a great-grandmother of 5. Her happiest moments in life were raising her family, being surrounded by her husband, her children, their spouses, and her grandchildren, wherever and whenever possible. Dottie and Ken shared over 66 years of marriage. In happier news, GAWDA members who plan on attending FabTech, make sure to stop by the GAWDA booth W4286 during the show. If you aren't registered yet for FabTech, click the link in the description below to register today. Hahn Welding hosted its 3rd annual charity golf tournament and raised more than $26,000 for David's Refuge. Norco Inc. launched a new industrial website. To visit the new and improved website, click the link in the description below. Elite Cryogenics will once again be auctioning off a tank for charity during the Contact Booth program for GAWDA Gives Back. To bid on the tank, make sure to stop by the Elite Booth 103 during the Contact Booth program during the convention. Datacor announced Barry Vanderveer as its new Chief Operating Officer. Gas Equipment Company held a grand opening event at its new Mankato, Minnesota branch. Computers Unlimited hosted its Tim's User Group Conference in Billings, Montana. 160 attendees from across the United States and Canada attended the event. And finally, Meritus Gas Partners announced a new partnership with Gulf Coast Gas and Equipment. To learn more about any of these member news items or to submit member news of your own, read the complete October 1st issue of the GAWDA Connection in your email inbox today or by clicking the link in the description below. And that's our show for this month. Once again, we can't wait to see you all in less than 2 weeks in Phoenix, Arizona. Don't forget, the theme for this year's opening party is Welcome to the 19th Hole, where GAWDA members are encouraged to wear their favorite golf-themed attire. The theme for this year's closing gala is Lawn Legends Gala. Members are encouraged to dress as their favorite legend, whether it's a historical icon, a literary character, or a modern-day hero. Be as creative as possible, and we can't wait to see what you come up with. Until then, for everybody here at GAWDA TV, this is Steve Guillermo signing off.